You see, I'm unlike anyone that you've ever met. My brain is fixated on violence, on destruction, on ways that I can pick my opponent apart.
Gearing up.
My name is Janai Kai. So I have a background in Taekwondo. I also have a background in Muay Thai and kickboxing, so it's all striking.
Oh my gosh, off with her head!
I have a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I love incorporating that into my wrestling. I think that's part of what makes me different. For a match like this, you have Janai Kai, the kick demon, and you have Masha Slamovich, Russian dynamite. Two women that I look up to immensely.
I can't just keep an eye on one, I gotta keep an eye on the other.
Who hits the hardest? Is that even a real question? Me.
Gearing up. Oh! From Slamovich! Hello one and all, and welcome to a huge double main event episode of Women's Wrestling Army. You see the crown, you see the throne. It can only mean the arrival of one particular competitor here at WWA.
This match is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, competing out of Guinea, West Africa, Queen Aminata.
Saw the single finger raised in the air, proclaiming that she is the one and only reigning royalty, the queen of Women's Wrestling Army, Queen Aminata.
Yes, here she is in all of her queenly regalia with a look of seriousness on her face. All business here is Aminata as she will go head-to-head for the third time, actually, with one of her best friends in Skye Blue.
Incredible matchup awaits us, but the queen commanding the attention, the undeniable presence here at WWA. Yes, her opponent tonight is someone that she shares a long history with in the form of Skye Blue, but that friendship, all those years of knowing one another, there's so much passion between these competitors. It could all go out the window once things get going in this matchup. But in a huge WWA debut, brimming with positivity, so much excitement for this debut.
Her opponent, competing out of Chicago, Illinois, Skye Blue.
Chicago's own Skye Blue making her debut here in WWA as she goes head-to-head with one of her best friends, but you better believe it's going to be all business once these two ladies get in the ring. Skye Blue is such a young competitor in the pro wrestling business, such a tremendous upside here, working alongside some of the best women's wrestlers in the world at AEW. The learning tree over there, tremendous. So we'll have to see what she's able to pull out of her hat here. Let's talk about the Warrior wrestling match that these two ladies had. Oh.
A matchup that was so hard-hitting, so ferocious. Clips of that match went viral from Wrestling with Unicorns. Look at the poise, the focus, though, between both of these competitors. Queen Aminata staring down Skye Blue, who has a smile on her face, but she remembers and has some of the battle scars to show from the most recent matchup that the two had at Warrior Wrestling. Handshake, that sign of their friendship. Queen Aminata, maybe,
Oh, not today, says Queen.
Instead, showing the juicy.
A little healthy competition amongst friends is never bad, but as we saw at Warrior Wrestling, when these two ladies go head-to-head, it is so physical that, in fact, some people were uncomfortable with the display.
And to that we say, good.
Yeah, get used to it. Women's wrestling can be tough, too. It is tough.
It was incredibly hard-hitting between Skye Blue and Queen Aminata, but their friendship has only gotten stronger over the time that they've known one another. When they're together, they're inseparable. And if Queen Aminata knows what's good for her, she's going to try and put some separation between herself and Skye Blue. Now, control from Aminata, who's now taken down to the mat by Skye. Skye, who began her wrestling career in her teens, really sensed that passion and decided to pursue it early on. His shoulder, oh, actually jockeying for that positioning, wriggling free is Skye Blue.
And you're right there, Alyssa. She's been training since she was 17, so early on she just knew that this was what she was going to do for the rest of her life, and what an opportunity she had when AEW's Tony Khan decided to include her in the Casino Royale Battle Royal.
And it was certainly an incredible opportunity. Skye Blue, as we said, has been able to sit under the learning tree of some incredible minds over at AEW and has so much to show for it, but now is trapped by Queen Aminata. Now wrenches. Incredible flexibility has to be on display. Pressure was on the back of Skye Blue, now able to get to her feet. Blue, someone that's usually just so fun-loving, enjoys, loves to compete, loves to be in the ring. Oh, the shoulders of Aminata were down momentarily. Now with the head scissors on Skye Blue.
Oh, and now a little bit of that juice showing there.
Showing off the assets, and Skye Blue, though, now winding through.
Oh,
repositioning herself.
calculating her next move.
Showing off the balance, and now instead gets the shoulders of Aminata down momentarily.
Having a little fun there with Aminata, testing her out a bit, feeling out the competition here.
And that's the thing about the competition. We talk about the friendship between these two women, but it's also who brings out the best of you more than your friend, someone that knows you so very well.
Exactly, it's when a battle amongst friends takes. Oh.
But the hair went up.
Okay.
We talked about how when things get going, when it gets into the thick of it, it's going to be all business.
And Skye having a giggle here, but she has told me that she's the girl next door, the nice gal, until you get in her way. And then that inner city Chicago girl that grew up loving wrestling comes out.
When you think about how early Skye Blue started with her love of wrestling, with all of the tape she's been able to study, all that she's been able to observe, and now winding up. The shoulders of Blue are down on the mat, scrambling now for the cover. Winding through, Aminata gets the shoulders down, jockeying back and forth. Seesaw momentum between these two competitors. Where does it stop? Where does it end?
It's a testament to the familiarity that these two have in the ring, willing to put it all on the line. Now Skye Blue powering out here against Aminata. Oh, but Aminata with another cover
shoulders
there.
Down. Shifting back is Blue. And now rolling, putting some distance between herself and Aminata, but now able to scout the kick was Aminata. Dodges the blow from Aminata, does Blue, and now, again, these are two competitors that just know each other inside out and backwards. Had one another scouted so well. Aminata saying it was this close.
I think they're going to have to change up their usual strategies given the fact that there is this closeness, this familiarity amongst the two. Another lockup, kind of a reset here of sorts.
Rolls off Aminata into the corner, does Blue. Blue bounding through with so much energy with that spinning back kick in the corner. Now again, the wind-up, closing the gap with a forearm shot. Whipped down to the mat is Aminata. Skye Blue now pondering her next move. Has her primed up for a kick right to the jaw. Falls into the cover, hooks the leg. Aminata powers out. Skye Blue rolling her eyes.
Got to go back to the drawing board.
Not amused at the fight that she's getting from Queen Aminata, but this is again someone who is felt physically, knows the things that Aminata is capable of. Now the whip reverse sends Blue into the corner. Blue now weaving out of harm's way, rolls back Aminata, and actually the back bend not able to secure it completely. Only a 2 count for Skye Blue. The crack of the forearm strike to Aminata.
And to that point, that's where that inexperience sometimes does come in.
Yeah, Skye Blue is a young competitor, and Aminata sent her face first.
Smart move on the part of Blue there, taking a breather on the outside. Amy once more showing off that juice.
Aminata, so incredibly dominant here at WWA. Referee almost halfway through his count as Skye Blue makes her way back into the matchup. Again, too much on the line between these two competitors. Halfway through his count, Skye Blue re-enters the matchup, continues between Blue and Aminata. Blue looked like she was sizing up Queen, who goes low around the midsection of Skye Blue.
No matter the competitor, Aminata always goes for the jugular, and Skye Blue knows that.
Skye Blue went for the wrist, and she now has control of Aminata, trying to grasp at both limbs.
Oh!
Bending with it, and now,
Oh!
with the shoulders are down. Skye Blue was attempting a maneuver, not able to capitalize, but instead, Queen Aminata did. Oh, clubbing blow to the lower back. Clocks. Skye Blue does Aminata. Now, propped on the ropes, Skye Blue sent to the opposing ropes. The Rana takes Aminata. Aminata now retreating to ringside to get a reprieve.
And a taste of that lucha that we know so well in Skye Blue's arsenal. I'm sure Aminata, knowing full well what's capable. Oh, here she goes.
Trying to tee off, but now legs swept out from underneath her. Aminata now loads up Skye Blue onto her shoulder. I don't know where this is going. Face first into the corner of the post. Aminata wiped out at ringside on the hardwood floor of the Berwyn Eagles Club.
Referee checking up on both women. Skye Blue up to her feet first. Aminata showing signs of life on the outside, but Skye Blue has got to stay on Aminata like white on rice.
Oh, slams Aminata face first into the apron. The hard steel beams beneath the canvas, sending shockwaves through Aminata. More vibrations through the chest of Aminata with that chop from Skye Blue. Blue grasping at the hair of Aminata. Another chop for good measure. Oh, kick to the midsection, doubles over Blue. Aminata now poises Skye on the apron, a thunderous chop. A low, dull thud across the chest of Skye Blue.
And Aminata breaking up that 10 count, back on the outside. Skye Blue powering through with a back elbow and a forearm. Now Aminata on the ground.
Aminata in a prone position on the hardwood floor. A referee with his count administered. Matchup continues. Competitors dishing out strikes to one another at ringside. Aminata now rolling back in to break the count of the official.
And one would think that you'd have sympathy for your friend on some level. Take the action back into the ring, but Aminata wants to win.
Face first into the steps goes Skye Blue. And Aminata sitting on her throne here at Women's Wrestling Army. Bringing Skye Blue back up to her feet, but Skye Blue ramming the back of Queen Aminata into the corner of the apron.
Hopefully giving Skye Blue a little bit of time to recuperate, but Amy back on the offensive with a double axe handle.
No chance. Queen Aminata's thunderous chop to Skye Blue, but it might have just riled the ire. They gotta break the count to the jaw of Skye Blue, a boot from Aminata. Aminata showing why she is the reigning queen, the hook of the leg for victory. No! Skye Blue fights on. In Queen Aminata's book, whether you're her friend or her foe, when you step in that ring, you are just a competitor.
Competitor trying to storm her castle.
You'll be hard-pressed if you are going to try and dethrone the royalty here at WWA.
Aminata has worked too hard to stop her ascent in the pro wrestling business now. Going for a cover.
In the leg, but Skye Blue. All of the strength, all of the heart and determination on display. Body scissors on Skye Blue. Trying to force air out of the lungs, making it harder and harder for Skye Blue to catch her breath. Now bending back, choking off the air supply, but the shoulders are down. Skye Blue actually forcing Aminata back to try and break that hold. Oh, no. Wrenching back on the shoulders, trying to pull her apart like a wishbone.
Yeah, Skye Blue is in a knot that she just couldn't get out of on her own, but Aminata breaking that hold, wanting to dish out a little more pain.
Aminata decides to shift focus instead. But how much damage has already been done to Skye Blue, who's now sent hair first back down to the canvas. This could have been why at one point Skye Blue had tried to tie up her hair. Now it's being used as a weapon against her. Rear waist lock, but Skye Blue with a ferocious back elbow, fighting with everything she's got.
Going off instinct
The
cover.
Could that not enough to keep the Queen down? And now the back slide, the shoulders are down. Can she squeak out a win? No.
But she stays on her. Cradle.
The shoulder,
shoulder.
out of position. Now the shoulders are down. Not quite, but could that momentary bit of position shifting have been a big difference maker? And now Queen Aminata gathering her strength as Skye Blue laid out in the center of the ring. The Queen replaying all of the history that she shared with Skye Blue the first time they chanced in the ring in Florida. The Warrior Wrestling match right here in Chicago, and now a third contest between the two friends. A deafening shot to the jaw of Skye Blue at the hands of Aminata. Aminata sent flying with a Rana from Skye Blue. Skye Blue comes the blow. Jaw jacked is Aminata.
Off the ropes she goes, and Skye Blue with knees to the face. Aminata dazed. Oh!
Drop kick sent Aminata flattened to the mat. Rolled over, hooking both legs. Actually only had secured the inside leg of Aminata. And Skye Blue, resolute to continue fighting, undeterred after another kick out. Scaling to that top rope.
She's battered and bruised, but she's not down and out. High rent district crossbody connects.
The shoulders are down, but Queen Aminata kicks out. Both of these competitors have been throwing everything in the kitchen sink at one another, but neither has that exclamation point, that final answer, what is going to keep their opponent down. Another cross body, but instead, I guess, deciding to sense that that first crossbody wasn't enough, and instead of opting for another cover that could have just expounded more energy, Skye Blue climbing, taking to the sky potentially once more. But Aminata, with an ability to recover, instead clocks Skye Blue, who now swings wildly for a shot to the Queen. Oh, headbutt. A sacrifice play. You saw the knees begin to weaken of Aminata. Heart, determination, power on display from two ferocious competitors. Punishing the back of Skye Blue is Queen Aminata, who now an arm loops around her neck, looking for some serious damage on Skye Blue.
But Skye Blue, the heart of Skye Blue persists. She's up top. Oh, but Aminata gets her back down to size with a forearm.
In a heap in the corner is Skye Blue. Queen Aminata showing why she reigns supreme. A kick right to the jaw. Skye Blue wiped out. Queen Aminata slowly crawled to the cover, but Skye Blue continues. For every question they've asked one another, their friend has had the answer. Skye Blue, Queen Aminata, the first half of our double main event here at Women's Wrestling Army. Now, on their knees.
Aminata challenging her, saying, come on.
The Queen, though, not used to kneeling for anyone. deafening blow from Skye Blue. But return fire, and now a kick from Skye Blue doubles over the Queen. Oh, could have been looking for Code Blue.
But Amy
whipped down to the mat. Cracks a kick to the spine of Skye Blue. Throwing a neck breaker from Queen Aminata. And almost falls into the cover, but Blue still fighting.
Skye Blue kicking out with every inch of energy she has left. Now Aminata hoisting her up on her shoulders, but Skye Blue, cover!
Could this be it? Not enough to keep the Queen down. Catches the boot. Does Aminata kick to the side of the face of the Queen? Skye Blue now.
Slice
Slice bread. The hook of the leg. Could that be it? No! Whether it's the striking ability, whether it's signature offense, neither of these competitors can keep the other down.
The tension in this room is so thick, you can feel it.
Oh, now
Okay.
Queen Aminata in the corner and running through the hip check. That clip that went viral was a reverse situation.
Yeah, Skye Blue with a little good juice of her own.
Winding through once more, but tripped up. Face first goes Skye Blue into the corner.
Aminata certainly not taking that hip check too kindly, delivering one of her own.
And showing exactly a replay. Boom! Wash! Almost taking the head off of Skye Blue. The hook of the leg. That's gotta be it. No! Disbelief painted on the face of the Queen.
And Skye Blue lives to fight another day here at WWA.
Skye Blue lives to continue this matchup. Fans here in the Berwyn Eagles Club showing their appreciation, the effort, the energy, the passion shown by these two fighters.
That is what they are, absolute fighters. Now a stare down of sorts. Skye Blue with a chop to the chest of Aminata.
Aminata with both hands to the chest of Skye Blue.
Thunderous blows by both women.
Give and take. Both competitors dishing it out. Shoving one another. Showing that anything that you give to me, I'll give you right back. Because they came for a fight.
And Skye Blue
A slap to the face. But return fire from Aminata. Headbutt connects. And both competitors laid out. Great minds thinking alike, a true meeting of the minds. What? No way.
The 20-minute time limit has expired. The official decision of this match is a time limit draw.
A draw between Skye Blue and Queen Aminata in this first half of our double main event. Both competitors, as you can see, have borne the brunt of competition that they faced here tonight.
and both women outlasted each other 20 minutes in this match. What a hard-fought battle by these two best friends who left it all on the line.
Appreciation for the effort, the incredible energy between Skye Blue and Queen Aminata. Stay tuned for the second half of our double main event, the triple threat between Slamovich, Blade, and Kai.
Let's go, Queen!
Hey guys, it's Alicia. I Networks. This is What's the Dish with Lish, and we're gonna get the dish on these two and figure out why they think it's the coolest to have their hair match their gear. So, the Pink Dream, why do we love pink?
So me, I chose the Pink Dream Life, and the Pink Dream Life chose me.
Alright, and Miss Blue, what do we got?
With all the sports I've played in my whole life, black and blue is what I was always put in. So when I'm gonna continue to compete, that's what I'm comfortable wearing.
Alright, I think you might think I'm stirring the pot here a little bit, but you guys have a match. So,
Yes.
So who, wait a second. Yeah, sure. Messa! What the hell are you doing? Get out of here! God, what a spoiled little rat she is.
Like, what was the
Really
reason?
disgusting.
What was the reason?
But guys, on better news, like really. But anyways, guys, check it out. It's pink versus blue. Who do you got?
Blue.
Brave.
Janai Kai! Masha Slamovich!
Cannonball from Blade!
Oh my gosh, off with her head!
Slamovich stomp to the back of the head. Welcome back to Women's Wrestling Army. The second half of our huge double main event competition is set to take off right now.
This is a triple threat match, set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Participant number one, competing out of Richmond, Virginia, Jordan Blade.
You can see here the scars, the claw marks across the eye of Jordan Blade, a representation of mongrel Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the school that she has trained out of, a school that she represents with such pride, coming into this heavy-hitting matchup, a true clash of styles to be anticipated. But Sam, tell me more about Jordan Blade as this competitor.
Jordan Blade, she has begun her rise in pro wrestling over the past 2 or 3 years. This year being a year that she has faced competitor after competitor, among them her two opponents tonight, Masha Slamovich and Janai Kai. Certainly, Blade will be in for the fight of her life to prove herself against her peers.
Another incredible, unpredictable, versatile competitor gracing us here at Women's Wrestling Army.
Participant number two is competing out of Moscow, Russia, Masha Slamovich.
Masha Slamovich was so impressive in her debut against Gia Scott just weeks ago. But I mean, we have more moving parts in this competition, certainly to contend with, but I think Masha Slamovich may be up for the challenge.
She's always game.
Another competitor who is always game for anything, the Kick Demon, is making her way to the ring.
Participant number three, competing out of Washington, D.C., the Kick Demon, Janai Kai.
Janai Kai has honestly been on such a tear here at Women's Wrestling Army. He had that massive victory in that hard-hitting classic against Queen Aminata in the Queen versus Demon main event on Pro Wrestling TV. Watch that back if you haven't. Treat yourself. But this is a whole new set of conditions here. Triple threat competition. The name of the game is violence.
And we're off to the races here in this double main event. All three of these ladies have such special tools in their arsenal. And, you know, I think it's going to be a matter of just staying strong in this and outpowering, outmaneuvering your competition. Masha, early on right now, just powering through both of her competitors and I think going for a headbutt, but they had it scouted.
And certainly these are competitors, peers that all respect each other. Jordan Blade now with a kick cracks across the jaw of Masha Slamovich. Slamovich, who has been so dominant, so impressive over at Impact Wrestling, and now Jordan Blade standing across the ring from Janai Kai.
Jordan Blade has said that she has so much respect for her two players in the ring, but she very much so looks to set herself apart tonight and prove. Oh,
look at the ground game, though, of Jordan Blade. I think this is something that really is in the arsenal of the submission sniper.
And this is somewhere that Janai Kai certainly doesn't want to be, right? Because Janai's strength is on her feet through those kicks.
Each of these competitors brings very similar but different styles. Jordan Blade with that ground game, the power advantage. Janai Kai, that strike-heavy offense. But Masha Slamovich has the versatility, the unpredictability.
Absolutely, an all-arounder if we have ever seen one. Blade has versed Masha. Janai has versed Masha, but never in triple threat action.
Oh, able to dodge the first kick, but on the backswing, Janai Kai catches Blade, and now primed up, firing off on Jordan Blade. Janai Kai had said ahead of this match she has history with both of her competitors as individuals, but this is a new test in strategy to face both together, as now Masha Slamovich was waiting right in the wings for the kick demon. Boot to the midsection, doubles over Kai. Lights and the shoulders are down, but Kai forces it out.
But Masha just so powerful.
Fiery slam down once more. Masha Slamovich just competes with such incredible intensity anytime she steps into the ring. Snaps with a suplex, the cover. Not enough to keep Janai Kai down.
Masha is a literal machine. She trains 24/7 in ring at the gym. We know her battle getting back to the States after spending a year in Japan. Oh, big clothesline to Janai Kai.
Lays out Kai, and Kai wisely was rolling out of the grip, but now the shoulders are down. Referee gets into position. Able to escape is Janai Kai, but now Slamovich back on her feet, but right there, Jordan Blade takes over. Jordan Blade now with the forearm shots, but Masha able to protect herself, and now trying to break the lock of the hands of Masha Slamovich. Slamovich instead decides to rake the eyes using those claw marks maybe as a guide. Taking out the legs from underneath. Oh my gosh, looking to snap the ankle, the shin, the pressure on the knee. I think Masha Slamovich, is she biting the hand of Jordan Blade?
I certainly wouldn't put it past her. Slamovich is like a rabid beast.
Back fist, and now the suplex, the power on display from Jordan Blade. Blade, who said she sees her opponents tonight as stars, being able to hold herself in the ring with them, puts her on their level. Now brought back up to her feet, Janai Kai unleashing whip cracks of a kick to the midsection.
And this is where Janai Kai is so lethal with those onslaughts of strikes and kicks. Jordan Blade is gonna have to get herself out of that corner.
You know, after that matchup she had with Queen Aminata, Janai Kai and I spoke on an episode of Close Up about how the amount of violence made people uncomfortable. And to that, Janai Kai said, good. Now taken back into the corner, Jordan Blade, then uppercut. Reversing is Janai Kai. Back and forth.
Both of these ladies really know each other so well from the Northeast, from being in the Washington.
Now separation, tied up once more are Blade and Kai. Kai, overhead strike to Jordan Blade. Oh, that open palm strike, and Jordan Blade now firing through with forearm shots. And unlike Jordan Blade, but a kick from the submission sniper, barreling through now, looking for the close, or looking for the cannonball. It does not connect with Janai Kai. Kai rolling out to the center of the ring, puts distance between herself and Blade.
Now Janai Kai coming in for the kill. Side kick into a snapmare on Blade, and
Question mark, and an answer with a cover. But now the heel of Masha Slamovich driving into the back of the skull of Janai Kai to break up that pin. Back elbow from Blade, and Blade now picking the leg. Takes Slamovich down to the mat once more. Oh my gosh, submission predicament. All that pressure on the knee, now wrapping up Masha Slamovich like a pretzel. Janai Kai now ducked by Jordan Blade. who now has submission on both of her opponents. Masha Slamovich winds her way out and gets the hold on Jordan Blade.
And now we've got a double sleeper applied here.
Who will succumb? Who can escape?
And what happens if both women tap?
Jordan Blade, though, now forcing to sacrifice her hold on Kai, and instead has the shoulders of Slamovich down. Not enough. Now Janai Kai capitalizes. The shoulders of Jordan Blade are down, and now whipped back to her back by the Masha Slamovich. Suplex from Jordan Blade delivered to Masha Slamovich. The kick from Kai takes out Blade. Spinning through, wipes out Janai Kai. All of the competitors are down.
It just goes to show how competitive this bout is here for these three women. Everyone has something to prove here at WWA. It's anyone's game, Alyssa.
Anyone's game. Whoever can make it to a vertical base first will have the advantage over their opponents, and has to be considered that it is one fall to a finish. There are moving parts. You've got to have your head on a swivel, because if you're any one of these competitors, you don't necessarily need to be involved in the decision of the victor.
Yep, ring awareness is going to be key here. Now all three ladies on their knees, engaging in chops. Oh my
Dishing
gosh.
it out to one another here in the ring at Women's Wrestling Army. Some of the most impressive competition, some of the heaviest hitters in the game. A headbutt from Slamovich to Blade. Blade recovers. The backhanded chop to Janai Kai, who unleashes one on Slamovich. Slamovich with chops to Blade. Blade returns to Kai. Kick to the chest, trying to cave in the chest cavity, and now Slamovich with kicks for both of her opponents. Drop kick from Blade sends Janai Kai into the corner.
And now Masha Slamovich looking to assert her dominance on both Janai Kai and Jordan Blade. Big boot to Janai. Sends that boot into the face. Jordan coming at her, but clotheslines to both ladies. Masha goes for that cover.
And capitalize, pick up that win, but Jordan Blade with a waist lock, removing Masha Slamovich manually.
Deadlifts her. German suplex.
The powerlifting background, the BJJ specialty, on display against Slamovich at the hands of Blade. Blade now with the knees to the midsection of Kai, trying to force the air out of the lungs, caught by the kick. Demon now with a big boot to the midsection of Jordan Blade.
And at this point, it is a kill or be killed game. All three ladies leaving it all on the line here now. Janai Kai and Jordan on the outside on the apron.
Dangerous place to be. Janai Kai, who's called herself the silent killer, came back to the ring from an injury that could have taken her out of action completely, but it meant too much. She had too much passion to stay away. Incredible recovery, and now tangled up here in our main event at WWA. Jordan Blade could be on the receiving end of some damage from Janai Kai. Slamovich now meets Jordan Blade with a stomp to the midsection and just standing on Jordan Blade before knocking her to ringside. Rolling through with the cover, the shoulders of the kick demon are down.
Masha back up on her feet.
Staring daggers at Kai, who unleashes a kick to her namesake.
But
Now up on the shoulders of Slamovich is Kai. Could be looking for that airy crash to the mat. The cover from Slamovich. Oh, Jordan Blade barely making it in time, but Kai was able to get the shoulder up regardless. The matchup continues here in this huge main event. Jordan Blade feeling the brunt of the offense that she suffered at the hands of both of her competitors. People she looks to so in high regard. Now plants Janai Kai, a killing blow with that forearm strike. Shoulders not down, but double stomp from Slamovich. Slamovich now on Jordan Blade. Wipes her out, the Shining Wizard. The cover, Slamovich, but Janai Kai, that is the thing about the triple threat matchup. Janai Kai, able to break up competition, keeps this match alive. Ducks the blow to Slamovich, and ducks Masha's kick to Kai, and the kick connects from the kick demon. Now Jordan Blade looks to capitalize. Fisherman suplex from Jordan Blade.
Jordan Blade sees it. She sees that a win could be not too far off, unleashing open palmed fists. And now,
the ripcord looks for the spinning back fist once more, and the tornado kick from Janai Kai. Shifting over, Jordan Blade is covered. Janai Kai with a huge win at Women's Wrestling Army.
Winning this match, the kick demon, Janai Kai.
Another classic. Crowd rising to their feet in appreciation for the violence, the brutality, the physicality of these competitors who left it all on the line, Sam.
certainly all three of these are venerable competitors, but today Janai Kai standing tall against her two peers in Jordan Blade and Masha Slamovich. What is next for Janai Kai here at Women's Wrestling Army?
Kai looks to continue climbing the ranks, but an impressive showing all around. That's how it's done. That's the violence. That's what we are capable of here at Women's Wrestling Army.
Who hits the hardest, huh? I do.